today's video, I'll show you how to contour your butt region on your skirt without using a pattern paper. So this is my lining. I got a matching color, and this is the fabric. This is 100% cotton, African print, and these are my rulers and curve. So let's go ahead and draft it. This is a freehand cotton. For my lining pieces, I'll be making use of half of my skirt length for my lining pieces because I don't want it full lining. So I've gone ahead to cut my fabric. So I use my round hip measurement divided by 4, then I added extra inches for my allowance. I added extra 3 inches. So this is the wrong side, so I'm just going to mark it. If you're working with a 100% cotton fabric, you will notice that sometimes it's difficult to tell from the right side and the wrong side. So I've gone ahead to mark my fabric. This is the wrong side. So I'm going to create a starting line here. This line is going to serve as my waistline. So I'll be making use of 2 inches for my waistband. Then I'll place it here. Then I'm trying to take my skirt length. I'll just place it. My skirt length is 41. I'll add extra 2 inches for my folding allowance. I'll repeat the same thing here so I can have a straight line. Go ahead and mark whatever skirt length you're making use of. If you're making use of a short skirt, use the length you want. And I'm going to use my ruler to connect the points like this. The first line is my skirt length, the second line is my folding allowance, which is 2 inches. You can make use of 1.5. I'm going to divide my round waist measurement by 4. So I'm going to put whatever I have there. So all you need to do is just fold your tape into 2 like this, then fold again. For me, my round waist is 29. So I'm going to mark whatever I have here after dividing into 4. I'll mark it here. So I'll go ahead and add 2 inches. You can make use of 1.5 if you want. So I'm going to place my 2 inches band like this, then mark my hip point. This is my hip point. I'll repeat the same thing here. So I'll go ahead and connect with my ruler like this. Then I'll divide my round hip by 4. My round hip is 41.5 inches. Then I'll divide it into 2. I divide it again into 2. So whatever I have, I'll mark it here on the hip line. Then I'll add 2 inches like I did for the waist here. Then this is what we have so far. I'm going to get my knee length. I'm supposed to mark it. So my knee length here is 21 inches. Make use of yours. So I'm going to repeat the same thing here, 21. Then I'll use my ruler to connect this. Now, you want to take note of all the steps we're taking, right? So I'm going to subtract 1 inch from whatever I have here on my hip line and place it on my knee line. I'm just using 1 inch. You can reduce it as much as 1.5. Okay, so I'll mark whatever I have here. Then I'll transfer whatever I have on the knee line and place it here. So the knee line and the hemline of my skirt are the same measurement. I'm just repeating the same thing here, so I'll have a straight line. Then I'll use my ruler. I'll use my curve just to get the waist side. But if you want your this is more like a pencil, but not too pencil though, but a pencil like skirt. It's not a straight skirt. If it was a straight skirt, whatever I have on my hip line, I'll take it all the way to the hemline. Hope you understand. So I'm going to use my hip curve to blend this hip line into the knee line to have that curve as you see me doing. Then I'll use my ruler. Make sure you have a curved part here, not pointy edges, right? So I'm going to go ahead and use my ruler to extend this line all the way to the hemline. So if you've not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like the video, share, leave your comment on the comment section so that my channel can keep growing. And for all those who have been supporting me, a big thank you. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave 0.5 inch on the top here for my joint of my waistband. Then I'm going to cut exactly on this line here. Okay. Then I will cut all the way to the waistline. So even if you're making a short skirt, this same method is what you're going to use. So the difference is just the length and your own measurement. Okay. So just go ahead and cut. You can see how I'm taking note of the curve at the hip side. Please make sure you do the same. So I'm going to use this front piece to cut the back. This is what the front piece look like. So I'll notch this part where I have my folding allowance, so I'll be able to tell when I'm folding that part. So let's go ahead to cut the back piece. And just like I did for the front fabric, I'm just going to mark the right side since I'm working with 100% cotton fabric. So this is the right side and this is the wrong side. You can hardly tell the difference. So I'm going to use the front piece as my template for the back. Now take note, this is where all the contouring of the boat is going to take place. Right, so I'm just arranging this. Make sure everything is flat and properly placed. Okay, so now I'll come to this waistline, the waistline here. I will subtract ½ inch. Now you know that this front piece is on fold. That means ½ inch on this side, ½ inch on the other side, making it 1 inch. I'm going to subtract it, and I'll place that 1 inch aside, then blend this mark here into the waist, then blend it into the knee. Okay, if you notice, the ½ inch I subtracted was only on the hip line. So now, since we have ½ inch on both sides, that is 1 inch, I'm going to come this hip line on the back piece. I will replace that 1 inch like this. Then I'll blend it into the waist and into the knee line. Please let me repeat myself again in case you don't understand. I subtracted ½ inch on the hip line. Now since the front piece on the front hip line, since the front piece is on fold, that means I have ½ inch on both sides, making it 1 inch. So I replace that 1 inch on the waist, on the hip line for the back. So now we have that cover, that part. That is just the easiest way to contour your butt. Okay, so now what I'm doing is to add my 1.5 inch zipper allowance. You need zipper allowance for your back piece. So you want to make sure that you're following the curve. Make sure you're following the curve. I'm making use of 1.5 inch for my zipper allowance. So make sure you follow the curve and follow every part the way you see me doing. Okay, so I'm just going to use my ruler to connect the dots I made so that you can see what I'm doing here. So for the straight part, I use my ruler. Now for the curved part, make sure you use your curve so that you don't make that part straight. If you make that part straight, that is the hip part, you've automatically spoiled the whole contouring of the butt. Okay, so this is just the easiest way to contour your butt if you do not want to draft on a pattern paper. But I have a very detailed butt contouring video on my channel. I'll leave it in the description so that you can go ahead and watch that if you want to draft your pattern on that, if you want a more detailed tutorial on butt contouring. So I'm just following the curve the way you see me doing. If you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe, like, share, leave a comment in the comment section. And also do not forget to click on the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload new videos. So this is just the easiest way to achieve that bot contour directly on your fabric. So I'm going to cut following that 1/2 inch line that I came in with on the hip line. So I'll just cut it like this. So here I have my front piece and my back piece. So I'm also going to notch the folding allowance at the hem side for the back piece as well, since I did that for the front. So I'll just notch it, then repeat the same thing here. I'll also notch it also here. So this is what your skirt should look like. Now please take note, this part where we have the bot contour, we're going to notch that part as well, because remember we have the curve on the hip line. Now this is the back piece. This is what I'm trying to explain. You can see we have curve on both sides. If you don't notch, you might end up putting your hip part of your skirt on the butt part and the butt part on the hip part. So I'm going to iron this later and take it off when I'm done with my sewing. So this is what the front piece looks like. It's on fold. So I'll show you in the next video how to sew this. I'll show you how to sew this. So if you got value from this video, please give me a thumbs up, like this video, share, click on the notification bell, subscribe. Until next time, bye.